What is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video what I got going on for you guys is we're going to be discussing if you should sell or hold the Chris Paul Jordan 1, and also I might get into discussing some about an upcoming Nike restock that we may have. There's some pretty cool stuff that we got on the way, lots of little shock drops and small little releases, old releases we'll see back with, some pairs. Of course, it always depends on how many pairs there'll actually be with some of these restocks, because that'll determine if we actually have a shot and if it'll really be worth it to go for. So that's really what I need to mention. But if you guys want more content like this, feel free to check my Instagrams, any of that down below. Y'all can give me a follow here. Been making some posts recently about some kicks, so if y'all ever want to check that out, feel free. You can drop a like, any of that. Shoot me a DM if you're interested in anything I'm ever selling there, because I always am there, or on my resale account. And of course, friend and I's group, if y'all want to start getting more undermarket sneakers, you can see some of the recent ones we've done on the screen right now, so you can see people are always winning those. And that's the type of stuff we do for you guys every single day. Yeah, every day we are doing that. So if you want to get access, all you got to do is get in the waitlist down below. And you can also see everything else offered here, so you're not going to be missing out on any drop stuff. You can learn how to buy it, stay in the loop. Anything related to that, we got you. So that's all I really need to say. You can even check our Instagram. We can show you how to make the most from your sales with consignment if you want to learn that as well. Not a complicated process. So again, you can easily make that return back on your investment. Just join with us and learn how. So that's it. I hope y'all will enjoy. And let's get started on discussing the Chris Paul lows. And if you join the waitlist, you'll get a response again within 24 hours. But getting into this one, y'all can see there's a decent amount of sales. We got like 250, and most of them have been within the last day or so. Now, the current prices on these, I will say, are above $300 in most sizes. The only size that's really under 300 is size 8 and 7.5, and a size 9, I guess, for now. And an 8.5. So we got a couple that are starting to go below 300, but the only place, keep in mind that this sneaker dropped, the only places they were at Shoe Palaces in California, and also on sneakers. That was it. Those were the two places, and also an online raffle at like Stash, like San Francisco or something. I think they're in San Francisco, but Stash had a raffle as well. So there was like 3 places that had these that you could have had a shot at, right? Well, 2 realistically, unless you were in California, near the Shoe Palaces. They didn't restock in any of the Shoe Palaces, over here. Because let's just face it, if they brought any of the pairs over here near the South, they would just get backdoored to death. Like, yeah, they would go through Memphis and, they would not come out. So that'd be the simple, reason as to, I assume, why there isn't as many pairs down here. But also, it kind of makes sense to, drop them all over in California, because that's where he's done a lot of his career. But you can see, if you were to grab this sneaker to hold on to it, the best sizes would obviously be the bigger ones. So 10.5 plus, it's really the golden range for anything related to holding on to sneakers. Now, I will say this. This is a very limited shoe. There is, I think, under 10,000 pairs. There was under 10,000 of sneakers, but after, the Shoe Palaces and online raffles, probably under like 11,000 or 12,000 pairs. So a very, very limited sneaker. So over time, of course, these are going to age well. Now, I will say this, unless you hit for retail, it's not really worth it to go out the way, pay resell, and hold on to this sneaker. Of course, over time, yeah, that might end up being a decent bet, if you have a few pairs and you have a little bit more capital to work with. But if you just got one pair that, you maybe paid up a little bit for, or one pair that you hit retail on, it's fine to go ahead and make the flip. Like, these are selling for, $350, turn of 160 to 350. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a good move, a smart one, So I fully understand anybody that'd be like, you know what, I'm going to take the sale for these, because, I mean, there's no reason for me not to. I can make an easy, quick cash out on it, and maybe go get some personals I've been looking for, or just save the money for, an upcoming release I would actually want. Yeah, fully get it. But again, very limited shoes. So if you're someone that's like, you know what, actually, I kind of like these, but I just have a feeling they'll age really, really well, fully understand it. Because like 2-3 years from now, like, just based off how limited the shoe is, it's going to be a very rare sneaker very, very quick. It already is rare. The average person did not hit on it. But I'm saying, like, in terms of, most people are selling it off right now. So even in a couple months, most people are not going to have, a couple pairs of these, or have a pair. So that's just kind of what I want to mention. Like, these are, it's going to be a kind of a set market for some of the sizes already pretty fast. Like, I mean, you see some of these sizes like 16 and 14 and 15. Like, a couple months from now, there's going to be like, I doubt, like, more than like a couple people with those sizes, if any. you know? So that's kind of how I'm feeling about this shoe. It's just very, very limited. And there's already some sizes. Like if you go to some of them on StockX, I'm trying to figure out which are kind of like, you can see like some of the sizes are only saying like 14 left, like, you know, so it's a little bit more limited, you know? There's not as many of these left as you would think, especially in those small and big sizes. And 9 and 10, yeah, there's a decent amount, but it's not like there's a huge amount of, you know, Chris Pauls around. And you can see the sales are very, very high on these. And these did go up after drop day, after sneakers. You know, when people took their L, they were going for like 260, 270, and then they quickly went up to 350 in those big sizes. Because again, you know, people always looking for a good deal, and whenever it's a hype shoe, you know, with a big name like this, Chris Paul, yeah, it's gonna go up in price. And that's exactly what happened after this one went up about a quick $80, just because, again, very limited drop. Nike didn't release enough of them, you know, so people were like, oh, you know, it's already going to be hard to get the shoe because reselling. True, but also the fact is that Nike only made 9,000 of them. Regardless, they would have been flipping, you know what I mean? Like supply and demand. Like it's pretty easy to understand. There was a very high demand for this sneaker, but a very low supply. What's going to happen to the price? You know, people are going to pay up for it. So that's pretty much what we got going on with this sneaker. Again, I got a 7.5 on the way, so we'll have a little review for this sneaker, hopefully. Just gotta, you know, it's already shipped, so like, you know, I just gotta make sure it gets through shipping. I gotta check them to make sure they're legit, all that type of stuff. And of course, you know, you have to make sure they actually land here. Y'all know how the, you know, post office and UPS, FedEx, all those places are sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't show up, and you're like, okay. So I'm just hoping that isn't the case with a pair like this. I would very much like this pair to show up. I would not like it to all of a sudden be redirected for a few days or go missing. You know what I mean? Like UPS one time just told me, hey, sorry, your package was abandoned. And I was like, my money? So yeah, it's funny sometimes, you know, when you're dealing with sneakers or mailing stuff out, like dealing with post office services. I'm not trying to like get into it, but sometimes it's funny. Like you'll get funny responses sometimes. Like I was kind of mad, but I was like, wait, what? Like, the deadass just told me they lost it. So, I mean, I kind of respect the honesty. That's more or less what I was trying to get at. But aside from that, y'all can also see, I'm trying to give some other examples of some sneakers that were very limited this year. The Deacon SB, another one that aged very, very well over time. Now there is a very set market of buyers. Not a lot of these out there, about 12K that released, and also some in-store locations, some Nike stores in California. There was a lot of Nike stores, actually, that dropped pairs of these. Like, these were down at 150 for a little bit, but now they've always been kind of soaring up, and this is exactly what I see happening with the Chris Pauls. Is they'll probably, you know, make a very solid rise, but just because, again, there's not a lot of them. Like, you know, sellers are going to be able to raise the price because they can. Like, if you're not competing with as many people, you know, you can kind of make more decisions in that area. So that's kind of what I see happening with this sneaker now. Aside from all of that, and again, you can see some of the other, you know, Jordan 1 lows. There's been a lot of really good lows lately. I mean, we're not in that period where Jordan 1 lows are going for a ton of money. They're not like the most hyped model. But of course, if it's like a good limited collab, it'll probably age well. That's what I can say. So, I mean, we got like the Jordan 1 low. I think that's a Year of the Rabbit, right? I think there is, yeah. Am I wrong? Yeah, there's a Year of the Rabbit. Like, here's an example of a Jordan 1 low that was limited that's doing really well, right? Like, these are up. Well, I want to see what these are at now, because these gotta be rising in price. Like, again, this is another sneaker kind of like set by the not by the buyer, but the market's more set by like a couple sellers, because there's no way there's a lot of pairs of these out there. I mean, this is taking forever to load, but let's give it a sec. I mean, yeah, okay. So, I mean, there's been some progress, you know, where these rose pretty quickly after their drop date, just because, again, very limited release. Something similar could happen with the Chris Pauls. Again, we're only a couple days after the drop. More or less have to see after pairs land. And these have always been going for a little bit more, always been a little bit more limited, had some more hype behind them. I mean, look at some of these prices on these pairs. Crazy. So, I mean, Chris Pauls could get there definitely in those big sizes, and you can see some of the small sizes on these doing fairly decent as well, so do not sleep on that. And yeah, we'll probably see something similar, but these had about half as many pairs as the Chris Pauls, I believe. I think these had like 5,000, these have about 11, 12,000, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, that's at least what I can mention about this one right here. And just to give a quick mention about the potential dunk restock that we will see on the way, I will search this pair for you guys. Y'all have probably seen this online a little bit, but the Dusty Olive Dunk Low, this is rumored to restock via the Nike app. very soon, so stay tuned. Pretty hype sneaker, decent prices on them, y'all can see, and also a cool personal. I mean, again, with any of these regular dunk lows that are all suede, they actually look really nice. I've actually had a couple pairs of these, and they're good, so I'll leave it at that. But my favorites, you know, probably ceramics or plums, one of those, I would say. Or actually, no, I would say, honest answer, the veneers are probably my favorite. The purple on those, very, very nice. So that's at least what I can mention about those. But if y'all want more content just like this, again, check my Instagrams. We're always doing sneaker content. You can subscribe and like for more videos like this. Just trying to like 200 likes on this video. Don't know if I said that at the start, so if I didn't, I'll edit something in. But also, again, don't forget you can check us out down below at HYPELABS. Start sourcing more undermarket sneakers, getting better deals, making more flips online, scaling up your game. If that is what you want to learn with reselling, then we can teach you that, or even showing you how to make, how to make the most from your sales. It's very basic stuff. So join that waitlist, and you can see everything offered. Start cooking with us. This is the type of stuff we do for y'all because we want to see you guys shining. So, of course, you can see some testimonials as well, so you know we're legit. And that's it. I'm gonna end that screen recording. Hopefully, that saves. Okay, yeah, it saved, so that's good. Don't have to go, you know, do a bunch of editing through, so that's great. I'm glad the screen recording worked. But that's it. I'm Tristan. Thank you guys, and I will catch you on the next video coming on Friday. So see y'all then. Peace.